going live and doo. Who knows? I don't know. Does anybody know? I'm so over caffeinated, Miles. I am so
Dude, I just had a nice
tired.
Coke.
You did some
Nice
Coke
Coke.
today? Oh, and
Yeah,
we're
did some Coke.
demonetized.
Nice
Wonderful.
Coke.
We're off to a good start.
I am energized. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I literally got my sleep schedule this week has been horrendous. I've been falling asleep like long after the sun comes up, and then it's just a mess. It's just a mess. I just have to sleep all day, and I wake up, and by the time I wake up, the day's half over, and it's like, what? I just couldn't get adjusted, and then for whatever reason, last night I didn't sleep at all, and so now I'm like just fucking dead. So this is gonna be a good show, is what I'm trying to say. It's gonna be a mess. But it's probably what you feel like on a regular basis. So.
I'm always a mess, Brian. Always a mess. Sometimes a good mess. Sometimes, actually, that was a phrase I learned from Americans. I'm a hot mess. Which isn't. It doesn't. It's not a bad thing, right? Being a hot mess isn't necessarily a bad thing, or is it?
I mean, it's not something to be super proud of, but yeah, I mean, it's not inherently bad. You know, it just kind of means it might mean you're burning the candle at both ends, and or you just got too much going on for it to have everything sorted out in your life.
So it doesn't mean like a hot mess, like a freshly coiled turd.
I don't think it's that bad now.
No, okay.
No,
good. That's good.
I think you're good. All right. Well,
I'm
with that out of the way, yeah, you ready to start the show?
Yeah, let's start the show.
Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is PSVR GAMESCAST Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 hours Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern. For your viewing pleasure, we also care so very much about your oral pleasure. Oral pleasure. That's why I put this thing up on podcast services of your choice. I don't remember uploading Wednesday's show. I haven't gotten into a good routine on that, so if that's missing...
Did Wednesday happen though, this week? I don't think there was a Wednesday.
There was a Wednesday. I know this because Cartoon Network was having a Smurfs marathon.
Really?
Yeah, Wicked Gargamel Wednesday is what they called it.
Gargamel, I remember.
I just made that up. Remember, guys, improv group every Friday right here on YouTube.
Oh, this was improv group.
Whoa.
Improv
My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here without Pro on the show. And over here to my left, you're right, it is Myles from youtube.com/Myles.
Hello, Brian. I am a British man. Different British man to last Friday and the Friday before. Honestly, massive shout out to my British brethren, Reese and Jamie. It was those two, wasn't it? Those two fellas.
No one even knew you were gone, Myles. They were just like, I hear the Brit. I hear the Brit in his voice.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
They all sound the same. They're all the same.
Yeah.
No, last week I was on a vacation.
It has been a while.
France. It has been a while. It's been a while.
Wow. This is like it's been technically 3 weeks since the last time you were on the channel. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, man.
Whoa.
I've missed you. I've missed you, Game Cats. Missed you, Brian. Missed you all. But it's good to be back. Oh, it's nice. It's nice. It's all about the love. But yeah, last week I was in France with my family. Literally. I'd say it's middle of nowhere. In France, it might not be. The nearest town was like a 20-minute drive away. Mm-hmm. And we were in a village of maybe like 10 houses. And it was great, man. Like, it was my first week off in over a year. People know how ridiculous it's been for me.
Did you get nervous? The last time I think you were in a village with that few houses, it was Resident Evil 8.
Oh, my God, yeah. To be honest, my mind didn't go there. If it had gone there, God, good job you didn't text me that at night when I was just lying in bed and just like there with a knife in my hand, just like,
outside your window.
I have to admit, at night I did have the windows open, and I was like, "No, this happens in horror movies. You watch someone do it in a horror movie, and you're like, why would they leave these two massive windows open into like black and nothingness?" So I was like, I'm going to shut them right now. You know, horror movies teach you a lot. They teach you a lot. Teach you good survival skills. Did you tell me that you'd seen a horror movie, or it's just started streaming? Bring Her Back.
Yeah, I bought it because I was so excited. I wanted to watch it the very first night that I could stream it, and so I actually stayed up till midnight the night that it came out.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. It was just it's a movie that's solid from beginning to end. Great 7 out of 10. Right, it didn't blow me away in any particular way. It wasn't terribly scary, but it told a fun story. A little too predictable. Great body horror. Like it had me like one of the few movies that's ever had me going. I don't know if I can. Just waiting for like the really torturous body horror stuff to be over. It's like, wow, that really does affect me quite a bit. So yeah, I really enjoyed it though. And but I think the movie I'm looking forward to is the prequel to Talk to Me. They reportedly had already filmed that. They filmed it immediately after the first Talk to Me. And so I assumed that was going to be their next movie, but apparently, nope. Oh, I have a cat.
Hello, kitty.
What's up, Tornado? Have you seen any good movies or any? I
feel like I did watch a movie recently, but maybe I didn't. I don't know, dude. It's been a bit of a blur. No, I've definitely missed going to the theaters. I'm excited to see Weapon, or is it Weapons plural?
Yes, Weapons. Yeah, for sure.
That's coming out, and also like the discourse around Superman has been interesting. I'm not talking about like the disagreements, but like I've been listening to a lot of critic reviews, and it's interesting how some people criticize it for things that other people compliment it for. So it's definitely a taste thing. And I think James Gunn does some pretty good movies. A Superman VR game though, Brian, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, as Iron Man VR was fun.
Yeah, I mean, the Iron Man was good, right? Yeah.
Whenever you feel powerful in VR, yeah, I mean, for sure. Yeah, we just talked about Megaton Rainfall on Friday's show, and that I think you had like laser vision out of your eyes. It was very much a Superman inspired superhero game, and so it taught you like how. And now that we have light, eye tracking on PSVR2, it's like you could just look anywhere and shoot lasers out of your eyes. Like
that would be so cool.
Fuck yeah.
Because there's always the thing with Cyclops and X-Men that when he loses the visor, it just sprays everywhere. And he's like, I can't look at anyone. Like that'd be kind of a cool thing to have in VR. Like just trying to control this just like laser vision. There was talking of just like horror movies and stuff, there was a horror game that got announced, was it today? That's a flat screen, but my goodness, it'd be good for VR. Did you see? I don't actually know what it's called, but I just would describe it in 2 words. Shark Dentist. Oh my god! What was the game? It is actually called Shark Dentist.
Well,
so it's a new game.
Oh god.
It's a new game where you're a dentist for a great white shark, and you've got to do the dentistry, or else it will kill you. And I was like, looking into the mouth. I couldn't do that in VR. That would be amazing.
I mean, listen, I barely even scratched the surface on this. Let me bring it up so people know what you're talking about. I can show it on the screen.
I love that I was trying to come up with 2 words to describe it. It turned out it was the title. Because when you do marketing, sometimes you just want to say exactly what it is. Shark Dentist. What do you do in it? Well, you're a dentist for a shark. I mean...
It's almost like, what's the point of this if it's not in VR? Like, this is just so confusing. This reminds me so much of like some of the mini games in Five Nights at Freddy's, right? The robot repair stuff. Like,
yeah.
Super delicate to replace parts, and if you screw up, it's kind of like that game of Operation you played as a kid. It's like bzz, bzz, when you're trying to replace the body parts. It's got that. The whole this looks kind of a lot like that. Yeah, why would you even play this without VR?
Oh, and by the way, Brian,
if
you weren't interested enough in it, it is a roguelike. It is a roguelike. It's
every so often
Shark Dentist is a unique horror roguelike where you play as a shark dentist. Your task is to treat the teeth of giant predators in a dark clinic while avoiding their deadly aggression. Balance tactics, luck, and limited resources to heal your patient without losing your own life.
All right, let's get in touch with these guys and convince them to bring it to VR, because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. What is the point? Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Stingray X says there's a toy game like this called Crocodile Dentist. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
Apparently this was based on something else.
Oh, actually, you were tuned into my live show on Wednesday when I was looking up that Dentist VR game on MetaQuest that was a thing of horror, right? Just a dentist simulator, and it was like the most horrific thing I've ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah, I had you on the background while I was working, but it was a fun stream.
it was. It was cool. Anyway, that's enough of my random rambles to begin this Friday. But it's good to be back.
Speaking of random rambles, we got GameCat, specifically White Tiger, with Canadian $2 tip. I haven't quite figured out this tip prior. Hopefully it'll make sense as I read it out. It says, Bonjourno, Pussycats, Labe for Rager VR / Tabor, better than Pavlov.
Mm.
Do we have a British translation of this or something?
Trebon, where?
It's the first tip. And it's Bonjourno, Pussycats.
Bonjourno
for Rager VR.
Love it.
Tabor, better than There's a lot. I think there's lots of stuff going on.
There's a lot of opinions there.
Yeah, and we love all of them. It's good stuff. What's up, Noctis, with the €1? Thank you so much for stopping in and paying the GameCat tax. I appreciate you. MH, the red cat that matters. Whoa, no, red cat thar matters with the €10. Says bonjour, Brian. What is happening? What's with the bonjour? Is that the second bonjour?
Because I've been in France, so everyone's going bonjour. Je m'appelle Myles. Je habite en Angleterre. Where? Je mange au pain au chocolat. Where?
You're really making me look bad here. I'm half French and I got nothing.
I'm 1/8 French, so that's all the French I know. Or say where you live and that you want a pain au chocolat, and you'll be happy. Oh man, the bread in France is so good. Sorry, carry on, Brian. Sorry, just got distracted by the French.
Carry on, MH. The GameCat thar matters. He says, tough being in France and the GameCat. Okay, this makes sense now. Almost never can be live with you, but here I am. I've been watching the shows and not saying a goddamn word for 6 goddamn months. Live you all. We live you too.
Live you very much as well.
We live you this much.
We live you all this much.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for all the support. Great start to the show. I have no idea what is happening, but we're going to figure it out as we go. One of the ways we like to start the show is by tackling viewer takeover questions from the Discord. Remember, if you're not a member of the Discord, that's where conversations like this happen 24/7. Free to join. Come hang out. And you go over to the the viewer takeover channel. You can get your questions on the show without spending $1. Just like El Guapo Gamecato. Doesn't sound French to me. El Guapo Gamecato. That's another language. He says hashtag viewer takeover. Brian, not Myles. Your previous comment on how PSVR2 is not limited to the PS5 brought me a sigh of relief. I can't wait for my future self to hook it up to a PlayStation 6. PSVR1 on PS5 obviously needed an improvement, IMO, due to the Move controllers. Yeah, I think you're right. Looking into the crystal ball, at what point does the PSVR2 on PlayStation 6 need to be updated? In other words, how long of a life do you guys think the PSVR2 will have?
I mean, this isn't an answer directly to the question, but I do think the PSVR2 has a chance of having like a mid-gen refresh.
Yeah. Where
they might do pancake lenses or things, or have a wireless receiver if that becomes a thing. But then at that point, is it that they may as well just do a whole new headset, But yeah, how long does the PSVR2? I mean, what do we think the timeline is for the PS6? Because there's talks of in the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, listen, I mean, I don't care what the talks are. I don't care what people say or what they're speculating. I think, a lot of things hampered the beginning of this generation. Obviously, expensive hardware kept people from adopting it. Sony themselves most of the games that came out would be cross-platform, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And so it didn't, for a lot of people, there wasn't even a need to upgrade. And then on top of that, COVID and supply chains, all of this stuff really kind of impeded the ability for PlayStation 5s to get out there. And on top of that, studios to be able to deliver the games on time. And then Sony made a bunch of mistakes and, focused on the wrong things. And so this generation feels like it's just getting off the ground now. I don't think that we're going to see PlayStation 6 until 2029 at the earliest, potentially 2030.
Wow, Brian. Yep. That's a long time.
That's a pizza bet that no one here is going to be around long enough to honor. I'm talking about myself.
That's yeah, I mean, I could totally see that. The other thing, though, I think is just with what AI is going to be doing in the next few years, and I'm not talking about like what they're currently using it for, but AI is going to be able to help on the hardware side in terms of being more effective with the chips that you make for computers. So the hardware, and then it's good to optimize the software side of like how much a console can pull out of the chips and that and make the most of it. And so that could have one of two things. It either means that they delay or they and it goes into the 2029 2030, or it means that they go, you know what, because I think that's what happened with the PS5 Pro. They said that the PS5 Pro was necessary for them to start on a wide scale testing a lot of these AI tools in terms of PISA, as it's called, PSSR, and all that upscaling tech. But yeah, no, I could believe that. And so so the question therefore is, let's just say it does come out in 2030, Brian. PSVR2 is going to be the headset up until that point.
Yeah, I mean, the only
they're not going to do a PSVR3 until the PS6. But if it's 2030, that might make the case that the PSVR3 comes out. Was it a year after the PS5 PSVR2 came out?
I think it was 2 years, right?
Or was it 2 years?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so for us, for people who were more interested in PSVR2 games than proper flat screen PlayStation 5 games, that made the generation start even later for us, right? Like it feels like we were just getting started. It feels like PlayStation 5 just came out 2.5 years ago, right? That's what it feels like for some of us. And so yeah, so there's so many reasons why I don't think that Sony should be in any rush to get another console out. They're clearly winning this generation by a mile. If they don't consider themselves in competition with the Switch, and why should they? Because the Switch is gonna kill it no matter what, and that's outdated hardware, right? From a power standpoint, at least. And so what are you gonna? You're not gonna release a PlayStation 6 to compete with the Switch 2, right? That's pointless.
Yeah.
What you want to do is release a cheaper PlayStation 5 to compete with the Switch 2.
Right.
So stay on this generation, get more people on board than ever before, and roll with it as long as you can. It doesn't seem like Xbox is going to be much of a competitor anymore. So I just don't see them having any reason to jump the gun. And obviously play people who, I think it gives them a lot of time to promote the PlayStation 5 Pro. Anyway, this isn't really the question that we were being asked, but I do think the answer falls in line with it.
Yeah,
I think we'll get revisions for the PSVR 2, but none of them are mandatory, right? I don't think any of them are going to be like, here's the PlayStation VR 3, or here's the PSVR 2.5 that you need to get if you want to play the newest VR games. The only thing holding the PlayStation VR 2 back ever is the hardware behind it.
Correct.
When we see how great games like Subside look in the headset, right?
Yep.
Imagine AAA hybrid games looking like Subside.
Yep.
Right? No more reprojection, crystal clear in the headset. I don't need VR games to ever be sharper than that. I just need to have the worlds be bigger and more open and fully formed with all the mechanics that we're used to. Like, say, picture Skyrim looking as good as Subside. That's what the PlayStation 6 will offer us on the very same headset we already have. The controllers are better than anything else on the market. The headset's pretty great, right? And so I think it's just the hardware that will ever hold it back, and so I don't actually see them releasing a PlayStation VR 3 even when PlayStation 6 finally gets here. I think they're going to say, "Yep, PSVR 2, and here's a cheaper, maybe more comfortable, maybe a pancake lens version, right? Maybe there's a revision in the works, but nothing mandatory." PlayStation 6 rolls around, I think our PSVR 3 is going to be the same fucking headset we're wearing right now, metaphorically, not at this very moment.
Yeah.
It's on my head, you can't even see it.
Yeah, that is the new version. It's transparent. So you're looking around going, wow, this looks real. Man, this is really good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Crazy. It's always the thing we said about it being future-proof for the next gen. And yeah, it means that this headset's best days still lie ahead. Because if you've got a PS6, and by that point, the PSVR 2 is super cheap because of how long it's been out for and the revisions that are made. They're just like, you know what? all we need to invest in now is the games are the marketing. Yeah. And by that point, porting games from flat to VR will become much easier to achieve because of, like, you look at the Unreal Injector, stuff like that. Not obviously don't want to be talking us at flat to VR studios out of work, but the reality is with all game development, the stuff that AI is going to be able to do to democratize stuff. Obviously, you can't do mods on a PSVR2, but my point is, like, the actual designing of games and that. I think that we're just going to get better and better experiences, and then that's going to pave the way of how PSVR2 could succeed more than it's ever done in the future, like playing the long game. So, yeah.
Let's tackle a couple more tips, and then we will get back to the show at hand. Oh my God, holy, there's a lot of tips.
Wow.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it's not scrolling properly. So let's see if I can't do this.
Too many tips, guys. Unbelievable. How could you do this?
Did you see Wednesday's show where we got a 500-pound tip?
No.
It was an accident. It was an accident, and it was he was able to be refunded very quickly. But it was
oh my
it was
God.
like I was like I don't think that was intentional, and surely enough, it was not intentional.
Oh my God.
Not sure. Brando with the $5 tip says Thrashing Zombie Dentist Simulator. Don't you worry, Brando. We're gonna talk about all sorts of great games. Maybe we'll talk about Cave Crave. I know Brando loves Cave Crave.
Dude, when I'm looking on my Instagram reels, just, doom scrolling, and you always get those AI videos of creepy stuff like Beasts of the Sea. There's ones of just like these really terrifying looking sharks in the water. And I just think if that actually got put into a VR game, I wouldn't be able to survive. And then having now just seen Shark Dentist, I'm like, that's getting pretty close now. Like staring into the mouth of a great white shark. I got terrified as a kid, Brian, on Tomb Raider 2. Spoilers, there's a level where you woke up and you're at the bottom of the ocean and there's great white sharks, and you've got limited oxygen, and so you have to like swim around and then find the water base, and then you come up and then get into the air pocket and get out. Mm-hmm. But if you die, you just start it again. So like when you die, it's what a relief. It's no, it's going to respawn me at the beginning again. I'm getting chased by great white sharks again. That terrified, dude. If they made that in VR, all that stuff. Like, oh my God, Subside, the shark cage was worse enough, but actually where you have to swim, like, can you imagine in a VR game, like you got to swim to that other place over there, and there is sharks in the water. There hasn't been a VR game on PSVR or PSVR2 that's done that yet, right? Where you've got
sharks in the water? I mean, other than the one that you just mentioned?
No, but that you're in a cage. I'm talking about like where there's like an adventure mission where like you've actually got to swim and they're going to kill you, like.
I don't know, man. Don't put me on the spot. I'm very tired. Yeah, where's Looper? This is Looper's territory. He's got the infinitely perfect memory. So let's leave this one up to him.
My point is, when you face sharks in VR, there's no actual threat. They don't kill you or anything like that.
Right, just like there's no threat when you face spiders in VR. Yet it's still. God,
well, no, sometimes they do damage you. I just mean in game they don't damage you. Like they're just passive. Like
Emily Baxter, hashtag the cartoony witch game kitten with the $5 tip says, what percentage do you give to Project Motorsport actually launching on PSVR2? I say 25%. Cartoony games suck. Weekend is now official. Thank you, Emily. Project Motor Racing is. I mean, listen, it's the developers seem pretty confident. These are developers that have made, was it Project Cars and some Codemasters games, and they've got a pretty good history in the video game industry, with maybe a blemish here or there. And so I don't think they say VR without knowing what VR entails. But we've learned not to get our hopes up until it's time. And so at this point, I would go like. I think I'm the inverse of you, Emily. I think I'd say 75% likely. And then there's that 25% chance where they're like, this just isn't happening. The game didn't sell like we expected it to. This is more work than it's worth. Sony isn't giving us any help. And they say it's just not worth it. There's always that possibility. MH, the red cat, that matters with the €2 says, thanks for pointing out the typo in my name. I'm a horrible person. MH. This is all I do is I just criticize my friends and I tell them about all the mistakes that they say when they talk. I'm the worst person in the world to be friends with. It's impossible to have a conversation with me. So I apologize because I am that guy. GameCast, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2 tip, says PSVR3 will be Android XR hybrid, not console limited. Whatever crack you're smoking, my friend, share it with the class, because that sounds like a very not Sony thing to do. But it's always a possibility. We don't know how much VR is going to take off over the next few years. And if it doesn't take off, I actually see this being more of a possibility, right? If it doesn't take off and they kind of need to expand their market even further. But yeah, as of right now, I would say that nothing's going to change. We're still going to be using the same headset for a very long time. Hey, I know this guy. What's up, Mike Anderson with the $20 tip? Says, pretty sure my man Byron just announced his intention to kill every one of us over the next 5 years. ... If Iron Guard isn't top 25, you're dead to me. So Mike was texting me prior to the show, telling me about Iron Guard, saying that it needs to be in the top 25 list. And that's great. And I always respect whenever somebody says this game is so good. If it's not in the top 25 list, it's ridiculous. It needs to get some love and some attention. And that always makes sense to me until it's time to make the list, Myles.
Yes.
Right? Until we put it all together and go, wait a minute, if Iron Guard gets on, then Song in the Smoke doesn't get on, right? It's when we have to start making those tough decisions that these conversations are no longer reality. Iron Guard is a fantastic game, and I hope everyone buys it because it's fun as fuck, and it's got great VR implementation. So if you even remotely like the tower defense genre, I say check it out. But is it going to make the top 25? Myles?
I need to play it. That's the reality.
Oh, okay, well that's why you're not ready to do the top 25 debate, because you got
no, dude. When you were saying that, I was like,
so
Jesus,
games.
let me just play a massive handful of games that are going to be definitely debated.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, listen, I couldn't even tell you right now if Iron Guard would make my top 25 list. Sound off in the chat. Let us know if you guys think it's worthy of a top 25 contender. But I don't know, man. When I start thinking about games like, Alien Rogue Incursion and Song in the Smoke, Rekindled, and Demio, and I mean, I can easily right now, even Behemoth, right? Horizon Call of the Mountain. I can start just naming all of these games that, like, if they don't make the cut, the top 25 list isn't going to feel right. But if like Iron Guard doesn't make the cut, I think the list will still feel okay. It's interesting. Nick Mueller in the chat says, one day everyone will understand how great Song in the Smoke is. Yeah, when they rename it Savage VR or Survival VR. And then everyone go, that sounds fucking cool. Not this artsy fartsy bullshit that Brian likes. Meh. I'm really tired, Myles. This could go better. All right, you know what? Actually, we're gonna leave the tip right here, and we'll come back to the tips. I promise. But we got to.
Oh my god!
Right. What's up? Yeah.
We should do the tips.
You want to do the next tip?
Let's do the next tip.
Oh, okay. We can. Ilson, it's your show.
Game Cato with the $20 Australian. Wow. OMG! Exclamation mark. 90s extreme skiing is now selling big, like Arcanage.
Whoa.
I can see why. I cannot leave that world. It's so fun and the best social experience I've had on PSVR2 with fellow Game Cats. Give it a go, Game Cats.
Whoa.
I've not played it yet, but I have played Snow Scout. How's it compare, man?
It's Snow Scout minus the snow scouting.
Great. I'm sold.
Yeah, listen, I haven't played the multiplayer stuff yet. This weekend, I promise. I 100% promise this is something I'm going to check out this weekend. So I will be make sure you guys are around the Discord, or you've got notifications on, and when it's time for me to jump in, I will definitely tag everyone who's interested. I can jump in and check it out and see what the big hubbub is about and find out why it's selling big suddenly. But yeah, in case you guys didn't know, the update is out. It's a 4-player multiplayer update. It's a free update for 90s extreme skiing, which prior was only single player. Plenty of courses. Now it's got 4-player competitive modes, and Was it there was something else about this that was you can punch the other players in the head and knock them down. So there's combat.
Use your poles.
I don't know. In the notes it says punch. Well timed punch. Doesn't say anything about smacking them with the pole. I'm
sold. I'm there. It's like Road Rash. But on skis, I like it. Absolutely
vehicular combat, man. This is gonna be great. Markio says the new top 25 is gonna be dramatically different, and yeah, I think he's right. Glad we got people out there, like Mike talking about Iron Guard, like GameCat talking about 90s extreme skiing. These games that might not be getting the recognition they deserve. It's good to find any excuse to bring these up and talk about them and extol the virtues of games that we might not have a reason to otherwise. Speaking of which, we get Myles Ryan, the game feline, with a $5 tip, who, by the way, doesn't have any problem with Firmament. So if you trust Myles Ryan, maybe take a look at Firmament. Or if you trust me, run for the hills. He goes, you can never have too many tips.
No.
Depends. Are we talking all at once? Or over the course of a weekend?
Yeah. Depends where they come from as well.
Yeah.
If they're legal.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa. I was just hoping they were clean tips.
Isn't it tax-free now in America?
Dimension.
Oh, wait, what are we talking about? Isn't it? Aren't they tax-free now? Tips in America? Hasn't that become a thing?
If you happen to be a waiter, it's not for everybody, for sure. So... GameCat, specifically White Tiger with the Canadian $2, says Death Relives. PS YouTube channel gameplay looks great. Yes, it does. Death Relives, they just put out, I don't know, like, what was it, 15 minutes of gameplay footage? And this was something that, has kind of been a topic of contention a little bit. This is not the actual footage that they just put out, but this is the game we're talking about. These guys were saying, "Oh, we're going to do PSVR2 support," and then they said, "Oh, but it's going to come after launch." And then they said, "Oh, well, we're not totally sure if we're going to be able to do it." And then everybody got up in arms and they said, "Oh, hey, we really want to do it. We really want to do it. Don't worry. We're gonna stay on top of that." And then just to make sure that it does happen, VR Monkey and Flat to VR both got in touch with Death Relives. And so, listen, whether Nectophile Studio themselves do the VR mode, or if they hire on another team to do the VR mode, my guess is that it's probably going to happen. But it's and I think these guys got a lot of pushback and some negativity associated with them, when all they had to do was just kind of keep quiet and be like, "Hey, we're a small team and we're working to make sure that we deliver on all the promises we made to you guys." This is the importance of having a social media coordinator, person who can speak for the team, who is familiar with talking to the public and knows when to say things and when not to say things.
Right.
Because I think they just created a lot of drama for themselves that was totally unintentional and unnecessary. And now there's people being like, "Fuck them," and you're like, "No, not fuck them. This isn't a AAA team. This is a small studio working for 6 years on their flat screen game that really wants to bring it to VR. Let's be nice to them because they want to bring it to PlayStation VR2. And if they can't do it, it's not because they just said, 'Fuck you guys.' It's because they just literally couldn't make it happen." So let's be patient and kind of forget about this game until it rolls back around again.
Well said.
Yes. But also, again, thanks GameCat, specifically White Tiger, for giving us the excuse to bring it up. Oh my God, we got so much to talk about, man. This is going to be a 14-hour show, which means I'm not sleeping tonight either. Unintentionally. Myles, this is the first day we are losing out on Beat Saber content. How crazy is that? I didn't think it was going to happen so soon. I thought we were going to be...
Yeah, when they announced it, it was clear that they had an update coming around the corner, because it was like mid-June they announced it and went, as of next week.
Now.
Yeah. As of right now, there's going to be no future content. So it was like, there's clearly something coming. They were clearly trying to port it or something and going, "You know what? Let's just not bother. All right, let's announce it." That's just what it felt like. But what are we missing out on, Brian? What are us lovely PSVR2 Beat Saber Aroonies, I think we're called? What are we missing out on?
Saberoonies? Is that what did you say?
Saberoonies? That would be it. Yeah, Saberoonies.
I just did. Yeah, it's a song. It's "Birds of a Feather" by Billie Eilish, which is like, whatever. But
a single song.
As far as I know.
Okay.
Is it not a single song? Is it a whole album?
Oh, no. I don't know. No,
I don't know what Birds of a
fine.
Feather is. I don't listen to Billie Eilish, and so I just assumed it was one song. Otherwise, I figured they would have listed a track listing. But it doesn't matter because we don't get it anyway, Myles.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what it is. And I don't feel good about this. I don't. I actually tweeted. I was like, oh, this is a weird day because I just realized I can unfollow Beat Saber on Twitter for the first time in almost a decade. Right, I followed them religiously. I wanted to make sure that, like, if they announced My Chemical Romance track back for Beat Saber, I was going to be there and screaming about it from the rooftops. And now I'm like, well, if they do, it's just going to make me sad, which is perfect.
Yep.
Because that'll be the most emo thing that'll ever happen to me.
Well, Billie Eilish's custom map is one of the coolest looking in the game. And it was actually perfect for playing In the End by Linkin Park. It had that same vibe. That's my early memory of it. But yeah, okay.
Is this a big deal?
I mean, I'm generally disappointed with this stuff, but as Sony's a massive fan of Beat Saber, if they had just come out with like a progression system, cosmetics, and all this sort of stuff they've been promising for years, and we didn't get it, wouldn't be upset. I'd be super annoyed. But in terms of like this is content, like, no, we still got loads of content we can play on it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like Beat games have been strategically dragging their feet for far too long. And what I mean by that is they've been doing amazing song packs, and that's great. But I felt they needed to update the fundamentals of the game, make multiplayer more interesting, have a progression system, cosmetics, all those kind of things. Because then what it does is it enhances all of the additional content you've done with everything else. So that's kind of how I feel about it. So yeah, not as annoyed as I thought I probably was when I first heard the news. If they'd come out and said, we've just done, I don't know, another Linkin Park, or, I don't know, something that I cared about. If I was a Billie Eilish fan, then maybe I'd be annoyed by the one song, but
it's bound to happen, Myles. That's what today reminds us of, is that track pack, one of the next track pack they announce, the next custom sabers they show off, the next, cool level design, we're not getting any of it. And so it's just, whether today affects you specifically or anybody in the chat specifically, any Beat Saber fan that plays on PSVR2 is going to be affected by one of the announcements coming down the pipeline eventually. And
yes, that is true.
And that sucks. And that really sucks. But what are you going to do? And if I'm being completely honest, I am the last person to be like, well, I didn't like Beat Saber anyway, so this is no big loss, right? That's very, I think, dishonest. I love Beat Saber, and I spent hundreds of hours playing it on PSVR1. But if I am being honest, I didn't play it much on PSVR2. I didn't.
Same.
I just don't love the way it feels with the Sense controllers. And, so even though I bought every single track pack that came out that they didn't send my way, I never played them much. I never quite got into it the same way that I did with the Move controllers. So, is it sad? Yes. Is it the worst thing that could have happened? Nope. I'm kind of okay.
Yeah.
When they announce the MCR track pack, I'm going to be in tears.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention that, but
yeah,
you did.
Oh, well. All right. That's enough of that. Time to move on to the Upload VR showcase that happened today. There was a lot of curiosity about this. Upload VR has been kind of all over the place in the past. We were a little bit nervous that it was going to be more of a quantity over quality type thing. A lot of things were going to look the same. A lot of the very traditional, not to say it pejoratively, but very questy looking graphics. Like a lot of games start looking the same, and a lot of you start going, what? Wait, what did I even just see? What is that? This looks like somebody just started making a game. And I would say surface level, Myles. Surface level. That's what I feel like we got today. Was over an hour, over 50 trailers in over an hour, and it was very much quantity over quality. But there's a lot to dig into, and I'm excited to talk about these things with you.
But credit where credit's due. They did have sound, so that was good. I think that's always important.
Everyone's going to learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've dealt with my own fair share of production mistakes and that when working on events and stuff. So like, I do that jokingly, but I also have a lot of compassion. I know what it's like when you're dealing with this stuff. You do all this effort getting everything, and then something else goes wrong. But yeah, it was a tee.
So I would say by like the third or fourth game, I was like, "Oh, this is exactly what I expected it to be, and not in a good way, unfortunately." But I was typing, every game that I was making a list as I was watching it live, and I was adding to the list. Every time we saw a game that was coming to PSVR2, anytime we got an update on a PSVR2 game, and every time we saw a game that we know is coming to PSVR2 but wasn't mentioned in the showcase. Very frequently, these trailers would end or these updates would end, and it would have the Meta logo or the Steam logo, but no mention of PSVR2, even though we've talked to the developers recently and know very well that this game is definitely coming to PSVR2. And by the time the show is over, Myles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 PSVR2 games had been shown, which
that's amazing.
That's pretty damn good. I mean, you could go back in time and watch an Upload VR showcase from a year ago or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and the further you go back, the fewer and fewer PSVR games, whether it be PSVR1 or PSVR2 games, are shown. Right? This is a pretty good ratio considering what was shown today.
It's like a quarter, isn't it? Yeah, about 25% of the games PSVR2. Yeah. That's decent. That's a higher percentage than PlayStation showcases and the amount of VR stuff.
Actually, when you put it that way, makes the PlayStation state of placing like fucking bad. Whatever, we're getting Luminous Arise. That's all I care about. That's all that matters, right? And Thief. We keep forgetting about Thief. Does anybody not know Thief is coming? Yeah. But it is funny to think about it that way. Anyway, listen, I want to go through all 14 of these. I don't want to spend a ton of time on each one. There's some that we can literally blast through in the course of a few seconds. I don't need to make this longer than the Upload showcase in its entirety. But the first thing we got was a release date for Hide the Corpse. Are you familiar with this game, Myles?
I am actually this is going to be a great game to live stream. So yes. I've not played it on other platforms, but I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Games that allow you to just have hilarity, dealing with physics and just ridiculous situations. I know it's not for everyone, but as a live streamer, I'm looking forward to playing it. Yeah, and it's good practice for real life situations as well.
Right, that's what it feels like. That's what this game was designed for, and I think most of the games we see from these developers tend to be the same thing. They're silly, they're over the top, they're ridiculous. They're meant for you to laugh and share with your audience. But you play on your own, and it might be a little bit on the tame side.
Yeah.
Anyway, this one is coming to us on PSVR2, August 18th. So we're literally a month, 5 weeks away. Nothing crazy. The next one they showed off was Chess Club, which is coming to PSVR2 this upcoming week. Literally a week from today. And the cool thing is this is the first time I've seen a PSVR2 trailer for this. Every other time I've seen this, it's been Quest, mixed reality, but this was clearly focused on PSVR2 because that's the version that's coming out next week. So really good. We don't have any chess games on PSVR2, It's an important genre.
I was going to say we had one PSVR chess game, didn't we? Wasn't it Chess Ultra?
Oh, on PSVR1, yeah.
Yeah.
Blurry as hell.
So, yeah. So if this looks good to have a chess game on PSVR2.
Yeah, and it's got this whole battle chess thing going on too for anybody who has got some nostalgia for that, where the pieces animate and actually fight each other and have cool little finishing moves. Always fun for a few rounds before you go and take it seriously and want to compete with people across the country or around the world.
That was how I got into chess as a kid. I was like 3 or 4 playing battle chess, and the animations and everything was amazing. And I like to think that these are the kind of experiences that will do what it did for me as a 3-4-year-old getting into chess, and do it for a new generation. But I have to say, I do want to start playing chess again, because don't they say to be a proper chess person, you always got to be thinking like 4 moves ahead? At least, like bare minimum. I'm not like that. I'm thinking of next move. Like, if I can think about the next move, I'm doing well for myself. But
Yeah, that's why
I definitely
I'll never be good at chess. I can't think 4 moves ahead in life, in checkers, nothing.
right.
Nothing. Yeah.
I definitely would love to. As a kid, you just practiced and that was it. Whereas now you can look at YouTube videos and work out like what is the actual like mindset of playing chess properly. Like I'd love to at least become a good beginner. I'm not going to say even intermediate. So maybe this could be a way of doing it.
With only a week to go, it's not the time to start, building up expectations or start putting demands on the developers. It's probably too late for that. But man, I hope they nail the haptics. I hope they nail the haptics and the adaptive trigger support. Like, the things that'll make it fun to pick up the pieces and move them. Like, just like, how like the first time you play Demio and you just feel that, you're sliding that laser pointer across your, hand of cards, and it goes, and if you feel that, and that's the kind of stuff I need when I'm playing these types of, kind of more passive games.
And you want it that when you hold the pieces up close, you want it to look detailed. Like you want, there's nothing worse than picking up these nice looking pieces and then being like, it's not that.
Oh, they didn't render a penis on this one. What the fuck, lazy developers? God damn it!
For sure. Exactly.
What did I even buy this game for? No penises.
Oh my god,
ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Dude, I'm super excited for the next one. No one should be surprised that I'm super excited. But Memoriam is this is inspired by Dead Space. I think developers have even come out and been like, we love Dead Space, and that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And so this new trailer they showed off today shows off tons of exploration, how you're shooting off appendages of the enemies the same way you do in Dead Space, how dark and creepy it's going to be, all the different weapons that you're going to be able to use, the manual reloads. Like, they showed off quite a bit of this today and have been very clear, even today, saying the game's coming first to Quest and then later to Steam and PSVR2. So this is not another, maybe it's coming. This is definitely coming. So I think it's okay to get excited about this one. Dead Space was good, right?
Dude,
I don't know what to say.
I just wish that remake did have a VR version.
Oh my god, don't start. Yeah. It seemed so likely that it could happen, right? Especially with motive behind the wheel. It's really sad. Yeah. Crap, what's the next one on the list? My brain is just completely fried.
Oh, it was Zero. No, not Zero.
Yeah, it is Zero Caliber.
Zero Caliber 2, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have the most up to date. This is definitely not the most up to date trailer, but they showed off some PC trailer today, Zero Caliber 2, and they're very excited about getting their game to PC finally, and making it look as good as possible, and making talking about how great the game's going to look, in the background and all the cityscapes and everything, blah blah blah, whatever. And with this one coming to PSVR 2 as well, I'm so irritated I don't have the right trailer here. What? I don't know, man. I don't know. Do I have this? I gotta look it up. Zero Caliber. Oh, is this it? This might be the video from today. Yeah, I think this is it. This looks so good. And definitely gives us an indication of how good the PSVR 2 version is going to look. Again, not a question mark. The question mark on this one is whether we'll also get Zero Caliber 1 down the line. Or is it the other way around? Did they say they're bringing Zero Caliber 1 to PSVR 2 and then maybe Zero Caliber 2? I can't remember which way they decided to go on that. Somebody in the chat knows for sure. Virtual Strangers, what's up? Wes in the chat says Zero Caliber 2 looked way better from what they showed today. Yeah, so this hopefully is showing that off a little bit and showing off some of the more cinematic moments, because this is the stuff we saw today. It looks so much better. And dude, like some of the the stuff that like we're really going to benefit from, you can see in some of these scenes just how like dark the environments are. Right. So those black lights are going to really translate really well for the OLED panels on PSVR 2. World of Longplay says, but will we get Soul Calibur 2 in VR? I wish. Soul Calibur 2 was amazing. Which one did you play? Because I got the GameCube one so I could play as Link.
I never played. I was about to say Link is the character that I always remembered, but that's the thing. They had characters for each platform, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had.
Was it a Tekken character?
Xbox.
I know. What was it for PlayStation?
Heihachi, I think.
It was, yeah.
Which was why wasn't it Kratos?
Right. Yeah. Why take it just from another fighting game? Put a character that you wouldn't normally see. Yeah.
So many options from like actual Sony IPs that they just I don't know what happened with that. But PS2 owners got the shaft. Link was definitely the coolest Soul Calibur 2 character. And that's why we need to have
Zero Calibur 1 is the one that's confirmed for VR2.
Thank
Wes
you.
Says. Hello, Mr.
And it's
Wes.
Wes. So I definitely trust him. Good. What else we got? We also got a trailer for Prison Boss Prohibition. Again, no mention of PSVR2 today, but they've already announced that it's coming. So why I don't know why these things are not. They don't have the PSVR2 logos at the end of them. I don't know why they're not talking about PSVR2 when they're talking about these games. Like unless they're just they're all like, hey, we're just trying to focus on one platform at a time. But it gets a little crazy when you announce a game for a specific platform and then you just stop talking about that platform altogether. But listen, I like Trebuchet. I like the Prison Boss. I liked Winds and Leaves. And so I am curious what they do with this. I have nothing but faith that they're going to make a fun game. But do I really care? Not a lot. Not enough to spend the whole segment of the GAMESCAST talking about it. When it comes out and it ends up being really good, that'll be another story.
Yeah.
We also got, and this one's crazy that there wasn't a PSVR2 logo here. But Of Lies and Rain got a new trailer today.
Right.
And these guys have been all over Twitter, all over everywhere, talking about dynamic foveated rendering and the resolution that the focal point is going to hit. And they're talking about making sure that it runs this smooth, 90 frames per second on the base PlayStation 5, and it's going to have 1.5x super sampling or whatever. I mean, I don't remember the exact numbers, but then they're saying, and over on Pro, it's going to be even better. They are being very vocal about what their plans are for the PSVR2 version. So to again not see, it's just a strange move. It's a strange move, but man, this trailer looks so good.
It really does. Really does.
Anyway, I was actually hoping that we would see an announcement today from them about when the demo's coming for PSVR2, because that's something everybody's really excited about. Like they want to get into the headset and see how this game looks and feels on our platform. So I was hoping for something like that, but I'm patient, and supposedly it's still coming later this year. So we'll see how that all goes down. But again, yet another great upcoming PSVR2 game. This was something I was happy to see. This is Exergale. All we had prior to today was some Quest trailer for this. Doesn't look dramatically different than the Quest trailer, but it was nice seeing different gameplay footage. Anywhere where you can fly in VR and just flap your wings and kind of move around like you can in Zenith, but by T-posing and just kind of soaring around. I don't know the extent of what this game will entail. Seems like there's a lot of races and challenges, but also plenty of stuff you can do in single player. It's nice seeing the PSVR2 trailer and knowing that it's coming out pretty soon. I think they said Q4 2025 on this one.
Yeah, that shot where going over the top and then down, like if they nail that motion, it's going to feel amazing. And you just want to make sure it has headset rumble when you fly through gaps and you can feel it. That'd be awesome. Yep. Yeah, the speed in it looks really good. So I'm actually looking forward to that one.
We also get a trailer for Grit and Valor, which is an upcoming RTS game or tower defense, real time. I'd say RTS. I don't know, but it looks great. And this is a hybrid game coming to PlayStation 5 and PSVR2. So I think this was kind of special to see there today, just in order to represent PlayStation VR2. We didn't get any new information because we already had the release date. We knew it was coming soon. We had it on our release calendar since they announced it at was it State of Play? Where the hell did we see this game very recently?
It was at the showcase. It was a PlayStation State of Play, yeah.
Okay. So
no, it wasn't. It was on the blog, wasn't it? When they announced the 4. That was it.
The PlayStation VR Spotlight. Yeah, you nailed it.
That was it. Yeah.
So
dude. I mean, as a massive Command and Conquer fan, like this kind of stuff, just if they can I mean, I'd love to play Tiberian Sun or Red Alert Classic Command & Conquer in VR. But yeah, no, this looks great. If it's, I mean, it's for both flat screen and VR. Yeah. But as long as they do some VR mechanics, then I'll be really happy. But from the looks of it, it seems that it will be.
The depth of something like this could be what knocks Iron Guard off the top 25 list, right? Maybe this is this is deeper and mechanically, and there's more to unlock, and there's more upgrades. I don't know, right? Because it's a flat screen game, because they've, these tend to have a bigger budget and more depth.
Yeah.
Made for VR game, but only time will tell. Only time will tell. And if all goes according to plan, this will come out after our top 25 debate.
Yes.
So, if all goes according to plan, we say, which means nothing's guaranteed.
Whatever comes after, right?
What comes after?
No, I was just talking about the last topic, but what coincidence.
So last month on PSVR this week, we announced a new game that was coming out. This is from the solo developer over at Allware, who made Cold VR. Now, we're still waiting for Cold VR to get to PSVR2, which, again, another strange omission from today's show, because they announced like some update for Cold VR, but didn't announce the PSVR2 release date. And I'm sure that has, more to do with Perp than it does Allware. So who knows? I'm sure Perp's juggling 1,000 things at once. Perp could have their own thing happening, their own showcase happening, because we are waiting on a bunch of Perp game release dates, like Slenderman, right? Like, where the hell is that?
Good.
That was supposed to come out at the end of 2024. We're still waiting, or was it the beginning of this year? Either way, it's a long wait. It's been a while. And then, of course, yeah. So anyway, but we revealed this game on PSVR this week last month, and it looks so good. I mean, they are obviously taking so much inspiration, environmentally and even cinematically, from The Last of Us, right? Even using the same font and the same title card stuff. So I just love what this looks like, though. This is a new look at this game, a post-apocalyptic episodic shooter. It looks like it's going to be released in parts. And when I talked to this, like I said, one-man dev team last month when he first revealed this game, I was like, "What's the plan for PSVR2?" He said, "Absolutely, that is absolutely the plan." So whether we have to wait for all the episodes to come out first and then get the entire game as like one big collection, or if we're going to get them, one at a time, that's another story altogether. And who's going to be doing the porting? Is it going to be Perp again? Like, there's so many questions. But on PC, at least, this game's going to start. The episode 1 will release Q4 2025. This just looks fantastic.
It does. I don't know if it's just the video version that I'm looking at. I feel like the frame rate isn't that great on some of the scenes.
It's the video version. 25 frames a second. I just don't know why it was uploaded like that. I think sometimes when these games are early in development, being able to capture them properly can be kind of a bear.
Yeah. Shame.
I see Wes in the chat says Perp has learned their lesson with release dates. You don't announce those until they're 100% confirmed. Have they learned their lesson? Like, it seems like they should have by now, based on all the things they've screwed up. But have they learned their lesson is the question. We'll see if they hit the next couple release dates that they've announced. We'll find out. But we love Perp.
Easier said than done.
Regardless of Perp's little faults here and there, we love them. They are holding PSVR2 up sometimes single-handedly. Them and VR Monkey are just like powerhouses when it comes to this stuff.
Actually, if I could jump back to something that was shown early in the showcase, it's not coming to PSVR2, at least not yet. It was was it Virtual Skate, the skateboarding game?
Yes.
And as soon as I watched it, the first thing I thought was, "Oh my god, VR Skater was so good." Like, I need to get back to that game.
This is a super old teaser that I'm showing right now. This is not the one they showed today, but it's a pretty good representation.
Yeah, it just didn't have the charm and the reason the VR skating mechanics were great, but what really did was they were just like, what did we love about Tony Hawk's? It's the music, the environments. This feels more like, what was the first Xbox? Was it just called Skate, wasn't it? I never played the flat screen game Skate. And I feel like it was just more of a serious simulator as opposed to the bombastic nature of like the Tony Hawk's games. And I just think that when it comes to this kind of stuff, I mean, some people might be like, no, I want more simulation. And to be honest, it will be satisfying in its own way. But I'm definitely in the camp for, VR Skater and that. But yeah, I was just curious to hear your thoughts on this.
No, I mean, I love VR Skater, but this does seem to be like an evolution because, as much as I love the downhill jam style of like, the fast frenetic, like we're going this way and let's hit, pull off as many tricks as we possibly can along the way. I definitely miss the, what Tony Hawk offered, which was this big sandbox where you could find how to string together combos and kind of skate around and not be forced to go in any one direction. Like you really, and that's what this seems to be offering more than anything
That's
else.
a great point.
Do I have the wrong fucking trailer yet again? I don't even know, dude.
Oh, Virtual Strangers says multiplayer as well, which is also true. Like skating with friends. Yeah, okay, that is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So like I think VR Skater is like such a great first attempt. Like I give it 9 out of 10 in my review, and I stand by that. Like I still think whenever I get in there, I'm like, God, this is so much fun. Right, I have to relearn like half of the game, but the music's great and it's visceral, 90 frames per second, and moving fast. And man, when you pull off a good series of tricks, it just feels so good. Right, but yeah, like the next game that comes out is going to have to be an evolution on that formula, and I think that's what this is. So I think that's great, man. I think we're heading in the right direction. And I would say that this is going to come to PSVR2 at some point. Like,
please,
how could it not?
Please,
right? This is gonna be big, I think.
Wow. What about a virtual hunter, Brian? What about a virtual hunter? What do we feel about that?
What do we feel about that? Well, I will say this one got a little bit spoiled because it popped up on the PlayStation Store for wishlist before the upload showcase. However, here it is. Here's the trailer for Virtual Hunter. Listen, I'm not a hunter. I have no desire to go out and into the world with a gun and kill animals. Like I have no desire to do that. Never had desire to do that. However, I have when the PlayStation Move was a thing, I bought a Cabela's game and had so much fun with it on PlayStation 3, and here my Move controllers. So I get that there's a really fun gamification of hunting that can happen. And I think, I really started enjoying those types of games when they started becoming more interactive for me with the PlayStation Move. And so obviously the next big step in interaction and immersion is VR. So how could I not like this? I think this would be a lot of fun. I just hope, because it's 6 players online multiplayer, I just hope you can accidentally kill your friends.
Oh my God, like Dick Cheney. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I think everyone's saying the same thing. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Who can we pretend?
Who is it that you shot by mistake?
Who can we kill? Who can we kill and pretend that it was an accident, a hunting accident? Virtually, I'm saying, virtually. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you think?
Yeah, I actually played one of those hunting games at an arcade not too long ago, and it's never really appealed to me. But when you play it, it's good fun. Target practice, but they're moving. Yeah, I have to say though, the foliage doesn't look particularly great in the trailer. There's some bits where it's like just a floating leaf, and I know that's not what it's about. It's about,
but it's open world.
That's true,
right? And I'm willing to make sacrifices like that.
Yeah,
the fact that it's like, oh, there's this big mountain and there's something on top of it, and like it's going to take us 20 minutes to get there. Cool, right? I'm like, these are.
That's true.
Yeah,
it'd be satisfying to like actually be on the lookout, like and be. Oh, do you see that? Do you see that?
Yeah. And again,
if it's got proximity chats, you got to like.
That would be great. Yeah.
And you have to do the whistle, the deer whistle, or whatever it is. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So and so and in this they show the sniper scope working as a sniper scope, right? Like not bringing you, or at least we're assuming it's not going to bring you to a, it's not going to fade to black and bring you to a flat screen like so many other games have done. It looks like we're going to be able to do this. And so, I don't mind making compromises in the foliage if it means that the sniper rifle scope is going to work properly. So I'm down.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Um, I want to backtrack a little bit. I think somehow I missed something that I thought was kind of exciting. It was like the second game they showed off or something like that, and that's Trenches VR.
God, yes.
Now, I would say when I first saw this, I was like, oh, there's some elements of Trenches that are looking graphically impressive in terms of the fact that it's raining and the puddles on the ground and the water on the ground looks very reflective and realistic. And then they showed the inventory system, and I literally laughed out loud. And I was like, "Wow,
as well.
How did they focus and succeed so well at making some of the environments look so good?" And then you pull off your backpack only to find like an Arial bold typeface just kind of plastered across the top of your backpack. It's like, listen, we know the game's not out yet, and this is like probably early alpha footage or something. But it's like, this isn't how you show your game off. Right? Get rid of that fucking word inventory before making your trailer. So it's like, we also, who in their right mind is pulling a backpack off of their back and going, oh, this is my inventory?
This is inventory. Oh, this is inventory.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And where do I put my inventory? Oh, underneath the massive inventory sign. Yeah. At least if I get too scared, I can just pull it out and just then be like, yeah, I'm not scared anymore because I've got this horrifically obscene looking inventory sign.
And listen, it says it's got all of the VR logos, PlayStation VR2 as well. And so like this it's coming this year, which means it might be closer to being done than we think it is. And it's like, well, this stuff needs to be cleaned up before before that happens. So anyway, but
they need to make the font size a little smaller on the backpack.
Get rid of the words entirely.
And do it in Comic Sans. But yeah.
This is one of those, Myles, that, hold on, do I have this up? Yeah, here we go. This is one of those that I feel like it's easy to dismiss, and you look at it and go, oh my God, it's Trenches. Like, this is all it is. But listen to the Steam synopsis. Trenches VR is a psychological horror game where your microphone becomes part of the terror. Enemies can hear your real-life breathing, whispers, or cry for help. Stay quiet, stay hidden, or they'll come for you. Let's see. First-person World War I survival horror VR game where you have to escape the claustrophobic environments and experience the war from the eyes of a soldier caught behind enemy lines. In this surreal nightmare, fight for your life and your sanity as you explore the harsh, war-torn environments. Your only motive, _RE, only motive, is to see, this is the kind of friend I am. I correct people, and it's so fucking annoying. Like, how does anybody even have a conversation with me? Your only motive is to return to your family, your only help, an old trench whistle, in your instincts to survive. Warning, this game may be disturbing to some audience, as this game contains disturbing images, sounds, fear nature, intense jump scares, and intense horror that may not be for the faint of heart. Play this game at your own risk. Try to escape, collecting vital clues, and find out what's going on. Use your trench whistle to guide you and follow the sounds. But again, this comes at a price, since the enemy can hear your trench whistle, and blowing it will give away your position. Enemies will also be able to hear you if you walk on wood, as it makes creaking noise, or if you break any bottles.
Jesus Christ, this sounds horrible.
Yep.
Maybe we can get this cancelled from coming to PSVR2. Something. Maybe there's something we can do. I might get in contact with them and just tell them it's not worth bringing to PSVR2. Yeah.
The reason I want to go through this a little bit, so there's another little bullet point here that says insanity. Just because you passed somewhere already does not mean there is nothing there. The environments will change with your sanity. So it sounds like there's a sanity meter, right? What I'm saying is, it just sounds like there's more to this game than meets the eye, right? It kind of looks like it could be a quick little shovelware type game, but it sounds like, that it could be very narrative driven. That there's a lot more to it than we're giving it credit for. And as a horror game fan, I'm always willing to be optimistic when it comes to horror games. I'm always like, please be good. Whatever it takes for this horror game to be good, because it's my favorite genre of game. So that's why I'm so partial to that kind of stuff.
And I don't want to jump the gun, Brian, or anything, but from the trailer, it looks like it's one of those survival horror games where there might be a bit of some inventory management, possibly.
I mean, we don't even know if you have an inventory.
No, we just know that you have a bag with it plastered on.
That backpack could be anything.
It could say inventory, and then underneath there's a little bit of text that we're missing that says to be patched later.
Anyway, this is I thought this looked pretty good. I'm always excited for a new horror game, even if it's
I think there was a horror game just after that on the showcase, which we were talking about just before the show. That's not coming to PSVR2, but I did think it looked kind of cool. It was called was it the Hollow?
So when you take pictures of ghosts, is that it?
Yeah, it was the one in the woods. Oh man, I can't remember what it was called now.
Well, based on your last guess of game titles, probably
The Hollow Path. The Hollow Path. That was it. I actually thought this was a wicked trailer.
You expect me to have this ready? You expect me to have this?
No.
Oh,
No.
VR trailer.
Oh, it says.
I'm looking it up just for you.
It's by Luminary Creations. What did they do? Oh,
I'm trying to download the trailer. You tell me.
Let's have a look. Luminary Creations did. No way.
What?
I worked with them. I thought I'd recognise the name. They did Dumb Lab, which was like their first ever game, which was like a puzzle game, and then they did White Clean. So this is their third game, I guess. Wow.
Here's what Myles is talking about. Not currently slated for PSVR2. However, it does look pretty decent for horror fans.
Well, there's a flat screen horror game.
Yeah.
It might be like a really well-known one, but I've always seen the clips on social media where people are like in a tower or something, and they're zooming in on a camera at like a tribal that round a fire, and then they turn around and see you, and then everyone is always in the watchtower going under the bed, and then they come all the way up and like bang open the door, and like it's a horror game, and it's just like it's that scene that you see a lot of people react to. Someone in the chat can tell me what the horror game is for that. Yeah, it reminded me of that with the beginning bit of them trying to get a photo of it and then getting stalked. Getting stalked in the woods. I mean, it looks creepy, man.
Yeah, listen, I'm these. I don't know if it's a small game or whatever, but like, I just watched Game Grumps play some horror game where they're taking pictures in a playground, right? And it was like very Pokemon Snap, but the horror version. It was
wow.
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's just like every time I see a game like that where it's like, man, there's not a lot to this game. I feel like it would not take much to bring it into VR. So I'm always mystified when those games that have already such a small audience, why they wouldn't want to open it up to a slightly bigger audience for the VR crowd. But I'm tired of asking that question. Myles, let's get to a couple tips here. I've let some of these slide for a long time, so let's give a shout out to Comic Book Guy with the 5 quid. Says hi, hey, how are you? We're good. How are you? He says sorry I missed Wednesdays and Mondays live streams. What? How fucking dare you?
I'm glad you're here. Good. You're on here on Fridays.
That's all Myles cares about.
It's when we cover the real news, like French and Shark Dentist.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yes, we missed you very much. Thank you so much for returning to us safe and sound. The Marvel Sod with $55 fucking dollars. What's up?
Happy birthday!
Oh shit! Yes, he says I'm leveling up to 55 tomorrow. Happy birthday, dude! That's whoa.
It is actually your birthday in the UK right now, so happy birthday from the future.
Look at that. I'll be thinking about you at midnight.
Whoa. That's nice. That's a nice.
Very wholesome. Very. When I think about the cats, it's always very wholesome. Always.
Nice.
Right? He goes, here's money to celebrate my birthday with. I don't know how we ended up on this side of the gift giving for somebody else's birthday, but yeah, it does work. It keeps the lights on. Aside from that, you
gotta like the tip, Brian. At least
I'm gonna go a step beyond that, Myles. I'm gonna love the tip. You know how much I love the tip.
Okay.
Yep. I like the shaft. I love the tip.
And then on top of that, the Marvel Sod did 10 gifts for memberships. That's a hell of a birthday.
I should start counting the meows anytime somebody gets memberships. I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There we go.
Oh man. Shout out to everyone who got the gift memberships, and shout out to Marvel Sod turning 55 in just a matter of hours. I actually don't know. He said Marvel Sod. Sod. We don't use the word Sod here in the States. He probably is British, so maybe he's 55 now.
The Marvel Sod.
We don't say Sod. You say Sod, right?
You little sod. You
It's
little
past
sod, you.
Past tense of saw.
There we go.
Happy birthday, buddy, and thank you for your generosity. Oops, man, it's happened again. Here we go. GameCast, specifically White Tiger with Canadian $2 tip, says, my first tip, I meant let's ask Rager VR dev for PSVR2. Was Rager looked like was it a wave shooter? Is that what I saw? I think that's what I saw. Rager VR. Rager VR trailer. There were some games today at the showcase that I was like, thank God this is not coming to PSVR 2, so I don't have to play it. And I don't remember if this was one of them, but I'm downloading the trailer right now, and we can bring it up and we can take a look, and we can decide whether we want to start a petition or a campaign to get Rager VR. I'm about to bring it up. Let's get this Rager. Here it is. Full screen it. Full screen it. Oh my God, this one. Yeah, I was like, oh, like was we? It's just Beat Saber with enemies instead of blocks. I don't. This one did nothing for me, but I could be missing something entirely. Like there could be something here that other people saw in this, but for me, I was like, nope. Very, very glad this is not coming to PSVR 2 as of now. And I don't say that often, man. I don't, because I want every game to come to PSVR 2. This game could be the greatest rhythm game to ever make it to VR ever. And why would I ever want to say, well, we don't want it, having never played it? But just based on the trailer alone, did nothing.
It looks like it's got like after the full sort of mechanics to it because of the way the lines. Like you got to cut with the lines, and
sure.
After the full, man, like that's a game that you wouldn't think at first glance. That is a hell of a workout.
You mean
after the full, until you full. Thank you. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, until you full. Yeah, that game is a workout. Like when you do like a proper like run that gets through a couple of bosses, you are sweating.
Oh, and you're sore the next day. It's surprising.
Yeah.
Professor Lilith with the $5 tip says, hey, Game Cats. What's up, Lil? Says, this week's Sunday multiplayer game will be Badminton VR. Badminton Time VR. Bro, no one watched that review. Spent a couple days playing Badminton Time VR, and no one watched that review. Badminton's good. It is. Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, you guys. If you picked up Badminton Time VR and you don't have anyone to play with, make sure you join our Discord and you can come hang out. The interesting thing about Badminton Time VR is either 2-player or 4-player multiplayer. If you have 3 players, like you're kind of screwed. There's nothing to do. It's very weird. You can't even get like an AI player as your 4th. Very strange.
There's a lot of injustice in the world, isn't there?
Yes, there
unbelievable.
But that's awesome because for the people who did get Badminton Time VR, they love it. They recognize that it's more than what it looks like. The trailers made it look like, oh yeah, we've got another one of these. But then the game turned out to be really fucking fun.
I'd love it if that is how they did the trailer. It has a voice at the beginning. It's just another one of these.
Bro, did you see Joyway post about how much money they lost on Stride Fates?
Oh no.
And talked about, like we made so many mistakes and blah, 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 and this and that. And, and people weren't afraid to tell us. And then they took a clip from yours truly, right? Me talking about how bad the game was. And I was like, oh, well, they're going to use a bunch of quotes from a bunch of content creators. Nope. Just me. I'm the bad guy. And they're like, we lost $50,000 because of Brian Paul. That's what it felt like watching their little TikTok video. It's like, oh fuck. The message from it was good. They said we learned a lot of lessons in this Katana game.
Katana.
Yep.
Katana. Yeah.
That's something different. But
they're
like, we learned a lot of lessons. and we learned a lot of lessons, and we're gonna make sure we don't repeat ourselves. And Katana's gonna be awesome. And I was like, all right, cool. But man, I felt like I was very put on the spot there. I was like, how am I?
Wow, yeah.
How am I the only person talking shit about this game? Right? Certainly, other people had bad shit to say about it. They could have had a little compilation.
Yeah,
of
they
different
did
quotes.
a compilation of you.
It was just me.
Look at all these terrible things people say. It's just Brian Paul, Brian Paul, Brian Paul.
Wow. I mean, in fairness, a lot of people had great things to say about that game, and I was not one of them. I do want to go back to it before the top 25 debate, though. Like, because if it's even competent now, hey, it could be the very, very, very tail end of the list. Honorable mention, maybe, probably not, but still, Anyway,
my memory of it was just brutally pulverizing a guy's head into the corner of a table while wearing a Quest for Empathy shirt, and everyone on the live stream was just like, I think it was just after I said something nice to someone in the chat. I was like, yeah, it's always good to take care of yourself. Oh, just 1 minute, and then throwing him off the building, and it's just like, yeah, that's it's how you keep what Dexter calls the dark passenger down. Play out murder in VR so you don't do it in real life. It's a good way of keeping the voices quiet. Kill.
Vitamin G actually stands for vitamin get fucked.
Get wrecked, yeah. Amazing.
Anyway, come join our Discord. The link's in the description below, and you can come hang out and play some Badminton Time VR with us on Sunday. Thanks, Lil, as always. We got Slayer, the underground game cat, with the Canadian $5 says, how's it going, Myles and Brian? When are you planning to do the top 25? That's a good question. We really want to do it this month. But
yes,
it'll probably be, it's looking at this point like not this Saturday or the following Saturday, the following Saturday. So maybe the 26th. Do not
awesome.
mark your calendars. Do not mark your calendars. Oh, Marvel Sod says, by the way, I'm not from the UK. I'm in LA. Just find the word Sod funny.
LA, LA.
Yeah, so I think the 26th, Slayer. I kind of feel fortunate for that because I really wanted to kind of get her done and get it out of the way. But then I really would have had to gloss over some games that I think deserve some more time. Only having another day or two to get my thoughts in order on a bunch of games is not enough. So having a few weeks, I can spend the whole week playing Ghost of Tabor, which I know there's some cats out there who really are waiting for me to do that.
Dude, yeah, we need to team up on that.
Yeah, you, me, and AJ.
Yeah, we should do it.
Let's do it. Dude, we can all fail together, and then pull in people who know what they're doing, and then this is how you do it, guys.
Use you both as human shields. Yeah, protect me.
Game Cato, the Australian $10 says, Struth Cobber, did I mention 90s Extreme Skiing is amazing? I own 125 PSVR2 games, and this is number 1. Oh, and this is 1. I just can't stop playing. See you all for Dev Day on the 12th. See you on the slopes, Brian and Myles. See, this is another one we need to get back into. Especially with Game Cato giving it such high recommendations. We got to find out if this deserves a spot in the top 25 list, if it deserves an honorable mention, something. This could be number 1, according to Game Cato.
Could be a dark horse that once we argue against all the others, one goes to the top. Yep.
There is only one.
Brian, there was another game at the showcase that was not a new game. It was an existing one. And it's one, when we talk about games to go back to, I need to go back to this because they've always been adding to it. And that is Stilt, where they announced 3 new levels and new challenges. Stilt, man, that game, like if they just keep doing the Fall Guys style levels, the multiplayer was so good. So much fun. I feel like, well, I don't know, until I played this update, I've always felt that it's an amazing single player game. I think the multiplayer is on the verge of absolute greatness. Yeah. But it's a small dev team. I think of 1 or 2 people. So, yeah. Yeah,
I agree with you. I think that the single player is, man, it gets so challenging. Like it's so fun at first and so easy to get into. And at a certain point, it's like, we are really going to test your skills if you want to complete this game. And there are some very, very challenging moments. And but then you get into multiplayer, and just seeing your friends all hanging out in the lobby and bouncing up and down as like these little blobs with these big arms that are bouncing. It's adorable. And also it's just fun to move around in this world, right? It's like all you do is kind of hit the ground and you go flying up. And there's so much precision involved. I love it. I do. I love it.
It's hard, and that's what makes it satisfying. Is it's really hard to get the hang of at first. You're like, okay, I see what they're trying to do here, but as you say, it gets very difficult, and there are some really narrow platforms. But once you get in the flow of it, you literally you have a real sense of when you push away, you know how far you're going to go, and really good. And the way I've always described it, for me, this is a top 25 contender.
Agreed.
You feel like you're in an N64 game.
Yes, a very good N64 game. There were so many bad ones, but there's so many good ones too. What I love is that they showcase this new type of platforming in this game, where every time you hit the ground, the platform switches with another one, which is like Max Mustard all over the place.
Max Mustard, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep, that was a huge mechanic in Max Mustard. So it's pretty cool that they just keep adding, and I don't know if this was something they saw in Max Mustard and said we can do that, or if this was just happened to be something that they had in mind anyway. But no, I'm always glad when developers add to their game and they give you a good reason to come back. So I am down. This update is out now. This was kind of a surprise. So good stuff. Good games just keep getting better. We've got a couple more, but nothing really to write home about. We saw Reach today, but I would say very little of this trailer showed anything new. And I mean, I haven't gone through it with a fine-tooth comb and really looked at every single scene and every quick cut. But we've seen most of this before.
Yeah,
so this felt strange to me. I figured what next time we saw this game, it would be, hey, here's a new environment that you haven't seen, here's a new ability or mechanic that you haven't seen before, or here's a release date or release window. They've been saying 2025, and I mean, listen, they announced it very recently, like a month or two ago, not even, and saying 2025, and now we've got 5 months left in the year. Like, they're gonna have to start narrowing this down pretty soon. So I think the next time we hear from this game, it'll be something a little more concrete. Wait, what do you want to see from this that we haven't seen yet? Like, do I feel like we got a good look at this, but somehow still know nothing about it?
Yeah, I mean, they show a lot of different environments in the initial trailer and stuff, and I think that they've been good at capturing like the body physics and that. I think they've captured it very well. So the sort of like in the caves and that was the bit I played at Gamescom last year, and I went away just completely blown away by this game, and I'm super excited. But it's always a question of like, how's it going to be as an overall campaign? But yeah, like knowing about the story, like the weapons that you use and the items, I'm being very careful what I say, because I'm like, was it in the trailer? Was it in the trailer? But there was some really interesting like weapon uses and stuff. And again, it was shown in there. Like you have a shield, and so you can throw a shield against the wall when it gets stuck in the wall, and then you can climb onto the shield.
Nice.
Which is awesome. Maybe they did show throwing the shield in it. But it's how it all ties back to the physics of the body. Like when you're climbing yourself onto the shield, you see your leg like getting the leg onto it. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I played it, there were bits, and I do think you see it in the trailer as well. There's a bit where their feet are on either side of a wall to like move across it, and you do see the feet sometimes like clipping into the wall. And it's just one of those things of like, the more realistic you make something, more the small things stand out. But ultimately, when you're playing it, you do feel a real sense of immersion. And I think talking maybe a bit about like what is the story, I think they could do that as a marketing beat. And then just going into like, what are the weapons? Like just talking about them. Like, here is your arsenal, and like, this is what you're doing, and this is why you're doing it. Those are always like, actually, it's usually like what you're doing, how you're doing it, so that's like the weapons and the tools that you're using, and then why you're doing it. That's the story of like, what is this even about? But we don't even have a date yet. Well, I have no idea. Did they have a? It did say this year though, right?
Yeah.
So,
yep. But coming from the Studio Elevation team, like I want to know what makes this AAA. Like I want to know how many encounters, like the helicopter you see in there that's firing missiles at you. How many of those type, big cinematic encounters with like I don't know if they call that a boss or just an event that happens. Like how much of that is in the game? How long is the game? Right? Because that's something Dreams has always struggled with is the length of their games. Fract was so short. Synapse could be very short. I played through it very quickly, and like with really relative ease. And so I just hope that this game's been in development for 4 years now, which is about double the length of most VR games. And they had the benefit of having all of these assets and mechanics that they were able to strip from other Dreams games, right? So they weren't even building this from the ground up. It's an Dream studio. So I'm curious about all of that. And also I want to know if one of the mechanics that's in this is the cover-based stuff,
right?
Because that felt so good in Fract to be able, in Synapse to a lesser degree, to be able to grab the edge of something and just move yourself in and out of cover by literally moving yourself around. So, Wes in the chat says, I think we should all expect VR AAA here, not actual AAA, and I agree with him. They've actually stopped saying AAA when referring to this game, when referring to Studio Elevation. I didn't see any new stuff coming out of them saying AAA, right? It's all old stuff that's been on their website for a while. So I agree with Wes. I think it's going to be great, but it's going to be great in the same way that, like, Metro is top tier, or Alien is top tier, or Behemoth is top tier, right? I think it's going to be more on the level of those, which is not AAA, but yeah, you could make a case to call it AAA VR, which I don't like because that's what Village is. Village is AAA VR. Gran Turismo is AAA VR. But yeah, I understand. I understand. We all use the terminology differently. I'm so fucking caffeinated. All right, we got one more, and that was Dreams of Another. Did we miss anything on this list? I don't want to...
Yes. There was one more at the end, wasn't there? A System Critical.
Was System Critical in the showcase today?
Wasn't that at the end?
Oh my god, was it? Hold
on.
We'll do Dreams of Another, and then I'll make sure I have the System Critical.
I think it was right at the end. Yes. Because I remember Wes was talking to me about it at work when he was watching it live. I wasn't watching it at the time, and I watched it afterwards.
All this of the Dreams of Another trailers have looked pretty much identical to each other. So I think this is the one they showed today. Man, I don't know. Like this, again, as much as I like Q games, and I think I've liked pretty much everything they've done. There's been, I'm sure, an exception here or there. But like this is just going to be one that I'm not interested in the slightest until I get in the headset, experience it for myself. These little pixels, these little dream-like orbs, this better look so good in the headset, or it's just going to be an absolute mess.
Right.
But yeah, again, this is a hybrid game, PS5, PSVR2. This is something that is stands out in this showcase to a degree because it is not also coming to Quest. Is it coming to Steam? I don't even remember now.
Can't remember, but it does look like one of those games that it might be one of those games that are short, or you don't stick along with it, but you might be like, I'm glad I got to experience this because it's doing some really cool new ideas. And sometimes that's what we do. We obviously sometimes think about our experiences, but in VR, just being able to like experience new types of gameplay and worlds, I really love the look of this.
Yeah, and it looks like something that I would care even less about in third person, right? But being able to play this in first person, I think that makes the VR version special. You can't play this in first person on the flat screen. So giving people who play the third person version on a flat screen, that they go, oh, this is great. This was so unique. This was different than anything I've ever really played before. And then to find out, hey, I already own this game and I can play it in first person VR. Just one of those things where you're like, this is, hopefully it becomes one of those unique experiences that you remember, like Flower and Flow and like Journey, all that Game Company stuff. It has that vibe to me, and I hope it's as memorable as all of those games were. Oh, Random Toxie says getting Edith Finch vibes. That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish we got Edith Finch.
I'd love. Oh, dude, that is that's a top 10 PSVR2 or like VR port dream for me.
Yeah. If we're dreaming, we were talking about Metroid Prime today in VR. Like, and I don't even care if it's on PSVR2. Obviously, it wouldn't be. It would be on a Nintendo VR headset, but that would still be a dream come true.
Absolutely, man.
All right, let's take a look at System Critical 3's launch.
So 15 games. 15 games.
Crazy. I thought System Critical 3 I saw this appear on the PlayStation YouTube channel. That's why I was confused. This got an actual trailer on the actual PlayStation YouTube channel, which is huge. That's amazing. Man. So congrats to the I believe it's still a single man dev team making this thing. So, and all sorts of new stuff implemented. I got to say, really like the updated graphics, because on System Critical 2 there were quite a few levels where the ground and walls and ceiling textures were just a repeated pattern, and it actually made it look like some of the stuff was wrapped in Christmas wrapping paper, right? Because some of the patterns just looked like snowflakes or diamonds or whatever, and I was like, oh, the whole place is made out of wrapping paper. But you look at this trailer, and there's obviously some attention paid to the environments that weren't paid so much in System Critical 2, where it's like, oh, this looks like it's a metal grate. This looks like it's a rusted platform. This looks like, you don't see those repeating textures. And so immediately I like the look of it better. I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah. That bit jumping on platforms with the greedy metal and sort of seeing the shine on it looks awesome. Yeah, my feelings on number 2 was I actually had a pretty decent time with it. I just felt that it had a lot of limitations. So like, I think I found quite a lot of the weapons redundant, like you just stuck to particular ones. And the bosses were a complete joke, because you literally, as long as you kept going in a circle, they would never be able to hit you.
It wasn't difficult. So, I was expecting something very, very challenging, and it was...
some of the platforming was difficult, and I like that, like getting a real sense of like how long you have to go for the jump and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of cool ideas there. So the fact that they're building on it. System Critical, the first one, was that on PSVR?
No.
Or not? No. So it was just PSVR2 for
I think it was
System Critical
only
2.
Steam for the first one. I think.
Right.
But this one like implements all sorts of new shit, right? Like it looks like the telekinetic powers and stuff, and it's cool. Hopefully he's able to implement it. Like it's obviously not going to be as polished as something like Dreams made with Synapse, but if it can, give a semblance of the same idea, right? Then great. I love that. Things look better. It looks like the combat is deeper, and hopefully you always hope that somebody learns from the mistakes of the past. So hopefully the bosses will be more challenging this time around.
That's the thing, is like a lot of the criticisms I had for the second one are like, when I say easy fixes, not necessarily maybe for the game itself, but like things to learn from for the next one. I think the other thing was like some of the music I liked, but some of the levels, it was like looping every like 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And when I was stuck on a bit where I kept missing a platform, I was like, okay, this is really grating now. But yeah, no, some of these shots look wicked. So I'm looking forward to it.
My big thing is I just really hope that like everything can be holstered and stored in terms of like the shields that you pick up or the grenades you pick up. Because you just had to use them or carry them with you with your other hand.
That was it. Yeah.
So I think there was a lot of feedback was given from System Critical 2 in order to make sure that System Critical 3 is a great game. So hell yeah. What a pretty fucking good day for PSVR2, man. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I think a lot of people either skipped out on the Upload VR showcase, thinking that it was going to be kind of a want, or very focused on Quest games, and it was. But man, when you take a deeper look at it and see all the games that they showed off that are actually coming to PSVR2, I think it was a pretty good show. For it, this was not a state of play, right? This was not Jeff Keighley's show. This was Upload VR showcase, right? And I think this was a pretty decent showcase. I think it was an enjoyable watch. Despite
even though I don't know how many even though I'm not sure how many I would have put a bet on, but when I saw like 55 trailers have been shown, I don't think I would have thought more than
15 of them,
10. More than 10 for PSVR2. So really, really good. And there was a good mix in there. So. Yeah, man. Lots of games to play. Lots of games for me to catch up on still ahead of our top 25.
Speaking of which, fifth with the Australian $5 tip says, what good games do you need to try before the top 25 miles? AJ will say Maestro. I'll also say Maestro.
Maestro I've already played a little bit, but I definitely want to play more. I want to live stream it more. Yeah.
It's the new Beat Saber.
There's there's games that I might say that people might disagree of, like, oh, it's not going to be a contender, but like these are games that I'm yet to play, and that would include let me have a look here at what I've got.
You got a list? You got a document going?
Yeah, I've got a full spreadsheet of all the PSVR2 games. Was it Chernobyl? Was it Chernobyl Awakens?
Chernobyl again, but listen.
Again, that was it.
Here, listen, as much as I respect that there are games like that you need to go back to, please consult with me, because there's even if Chernobyl
that's what I mean. I will do.
Yeah, because I don't want you wasting your time. Like, definitely go back and check that game out when you have time, but not before a top 25 debate, right? Chernobyl again is not making it. Okay. It's not according to me. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Nihilist Ryan has something to say about that. Nihilist. Just kidding.
I'm having a look at the ones that still need to check out. Grand Rush VR Highway Car Traffic Racing Simulator. Not done that yet.
All right. If we're just gonna make a joke about Fifth Tip, right? If we're just gonna make a joke.
90s extreme skiing. Definitely. I've still got to do that.
Hey, that's fine. Game Cato says we should be playing it.
My first Gran Turismo, could that take the top slot?
No, not over Gran Turismo 7.
Okay, just checking.
Have you played any Hellsweeper?
Hellsweeper? Yeah, I played lots of it. I love it, and that's gone on a hell of a journey. But I've never completed like a full run because I've always been getting crashes, and I always get pushbacks from people saying, no, it doesn't crash. I'm not saying it crashes for other people. I've just been very unlucky, but I'd like to get back to it, and because I've had a good time with it. But yeah, we do need to play Mecha Party together, though, Brian.
We do. I agree, and actually, we got a couple of cats on board to play with us. We got Rypop, who's waiting to play with us. We got Awesome Tatum, who's waiting to play with us. We got a crew for Mecha Party when we're ready to do it, dude.
When you think of the last time we did a top 25, and we go from that to this one, what is the game that comes to mind that wasn't on the top 25 last time because it hadn't come out yet, that you're like, oh, it's definitely going to be on this one? So for me, it's Phasmophobia.
You know, it's been a fucking year since the four of us sat down and hashed one of these out, right? Wow. I did the one in December by myself, and then just sent you guys the voiceovers to read.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right, actually.
Right,
Jesus.
And so
was Phasmophobia on that one that you did?
On December's list? I think so.
Yeah.
It must have been. Yeah, it was my list. Of course it was.
Yeah. But I mean, it had come out at that point, didn't it? Yeah, because it was Halloween.
And Phasmo just keeps getting better. Have you played the Chronicle update and all that?
No, I really wanted to.
Dude, the game feels so much different these days. Like,
really?
Yeah, the stuff that you like, it's so much more. The media stuff is so much different. Like, you don't just take photographs of the stuff the ghost interacts with anymore, or the salt on the ground. You actually like videotape it as it happens. So it's like you got to have somebody basically dedicated to standing there waiting for a ghost to step through the salt or to throw stuff around the room. It's crazy. It's so much different, and it feels so much more involved now. I love Phasmo, and it just keeps getting better every single time I get back into it. But yeah, dude, Phasmo for sure. But I mean, it was just like, that whole group of games like Metro and Alien and Behemoth. None of those were out the last time we did a top 25 list. Subside, which some people might scoff and be like, "Oh, that's not a game."
I think that's going to be an interesting debate, actually, of where that ranks, because I would rank it very high, but I totally understand. I think Wes, for example,
which is why we need to kind of hog tie Wes and make sure he can't make it to the debate, because otherwise Subside might not make the cut.
But it is one of those things. I know the one game that's going to be on my list that no one else is going to put on theirs, which is Puzzling Places. I will always put Puzzling Places. For me is still a top 20 game.
Listen, I'm taking bribes. Like fucking Mike Anderson gave me $20 to get Iron Guard on the list. So if anybody has games that they want on the list, fucking let's do it, man. I can shill for the cats. I won't shill for developers, but I'll shill for the cats. Ooh, Looper says Undead Citadel. That's interesting because I think it's good, but it's like Yeah, it might be
people
like
saying
back
Midnight Walk.
23.
I need to go back to Midnight Walk and see it through to the end, especially since the update.
It's so good, but it's like so good on the Pro. That's going to be divisive.
Is that yeah?
Yeah,
that's a good point actually.
yeah. There's so many things. Yeah, there's so many great games, dude. That like, Wanderer is a massive question for me. I'm glad people in the chat are talking about Wanderer because like, part of me doesn't want to go back and play it at all and just be like, hey, their roadmap just there's so much stuff that I'm like, I just don't want to think about that game, but I do have to think about that game in order to do a proper top 25 list. I think Wanderer is amazing, and I think very frequently games start high. Right? On the list, Wes says bring it. Games start high, and over the years, they start falling further and further down the list. But I think Wanderer is in a different situation where, like, it may be kind of messy still, maybe has some bugs still, but it's still a fantastic game. And as they fix it and add content and revise the combat, I think it gets further and further and further up the list. You know, where people who haven't played it yet, people who are going to play it for the first time in mid 2026. Are going to have an amazing experience, right? And they're not going to have all these memories of a rocky launch and then a rocky 6 months following launch. You know, I'm very jealous of those people. So yeah, Wander is a big one for me.
Just a random thought, Brian, about the Upload VR showcase. One game, and maybe I was completely misguided to even think this. One game I was hoping was going to be shown on there and wasn't, was Ghost Town. I just want them to announce a PSVR2. It kind of feels like the right audience to do that on, where you upload VR, obviously heavy quest, so you'd still get that love from the community, and then also say, and now we're bringing it to PSVR2. But have they even like given a timeline if that's even happening or not? Like that's the dream for me. Yeah.
No, because I think they just announced the Steam release date, like today or yesterday or something, right? And so
I thought I saw something had come up, yeah.
Right, so I think that's what's happening with that is that they're just tackling. Because I know I talked to Barry at Fireproof Games, and they're tackling the port themselves, right? So they're not farming it out to VR Monkey or another studio like Nosebleed, like they did for the Room VR Dark Matter on PSVR2. That was Nosebleed, and so for them to be doing it themselves, that means they can only do one at a time. And so, which is kind of good in a sense, right? Because it means although we're going to have to wait, it's going to get their full attention when it's time.
Yep.
And so that means a lot because I think this game means a lot to them, and I think it's going to mean a lot to the cats when it comes out. And so I hope that means when it's supposedly coming out later this year, hopefully it'll be really polished and really special for everybody involved. So
God,
yeah, dude, there's a ton of games I expected to see, right? And a ton of games where I'm just like, where are these games? Like, where is Cold VR? Cold VR got a trailer today for some update or something. I don't remember what it was, and they didn't give any kind of update on where the PSVR2 version is. So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of MIA that. We're looking at the stuff that's happening in 2025 for the rest of the year. Only 5 months left. There's like 50 games coming between now and the end of the year. And like there could be 60 or 70 with these games that just kind of fell off the radar and we're waiting to see where they pop back up. So again, just like we always have these moments with VR where we have a little bit of a drought here and there, and then we just get slammed from all sides for like a month. And I think that September and October and November, we're just going to get slammed with like literally 30 or 40 games in the course of 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But all good stuff. All stuff I'm looking forward to. And like, dude, and then there's like things like the Ancient Dungeon update where they're adding a new class where like the mage, where you cast magic.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, like as if I needed to love that game anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's a good time to be a gamer. If I could just get my hands on a Switch 2, it'd be a great time to be a gamer. I requested from Nintendo. I'm like, I would love to buy your new console. You fill out the form and you say, I want to buy a Nintendo Switch 2 from you directly. And they go, yeah, we'll let you know. And then like here we are, like so far after launch, it's still nothing, right? Nothing. And then Amazon now which we thought that their relationship had completely soured, Amazon is actually taking requests in the same way. You request to get an invitation. And so I did the same thing. I'm just sitting there, checking my email every 10 minutes, being like, please bless me with the opportunity to give you money. Like, what the fuck is this?
Right, yeah. Can I have the privilege of emptying my bank account for you?
I know, right? Oh, my God. So, anyway. Niles Ryan says his top 5 is Ghost of Tabor, Cube, Arcade Paradise, Resident Evil Village, and Gran Turismo 7. I'm going to fight like hell for Arcade Paradise. It's not going to be a top 5 by any stretch of the imagination, but I desperately want Arcade Paradise to maintain a place on the list. I loved that game. Loved it.
Yeah.
All right. Bro, I think it's your turn to pick a game for...
It is.
Oh, sweet. Do you have them picked out?
I do indeed, Brian.
Excellent. Well, it's time for the 4-minute challenge.
Indeedy.
I need all the help I can get from you guys. Myles has chosen a PSVR1 or PSVR2 game, and it's up to us to figure out what game that is. We only have 4 minutes, but an infinite number of yes or no questions to ask during that time period. So make sure you ask good questions in the chat that I should be asking, and based on the responses we get, give me good suggestions of the game that it might be. Oh, Scott, the PSVR Gamecast says 4-minute challenge anytime. Soon my drugs are gonna kick in. All right, we gotta hurry up and get this before Scott's in another world. The morphine is gonna kick in. All right, let's do this. On my mark, get Des, go. Is this on PSVR 2?
Yes, sir.
Oh, is it on PSVR 1?
No, sir.
Is it on Quest or Steam?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not exclusive. It's on Quest or Steam. It's not on PSVR 1. Is it a first-person shooter?
No.
Is it multiplayer?
No.
Okay, not FPS or multiplayer. Is it puzzle? Are there puzzles?
No.
Not or puzzles. Okay, let's see. Is there combat in the game?
Yes.
Melee combat?
Yes.
Ooh. Did we mention it today? Ask Looper.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think
Is
so.
it first person? Did I ask that?
No, you didn't ask that. Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. Melee combat. Is it made by... Has this developer made other games on PSVR 2?
No.
Okay, that eliminates a lot. It can't be Legendary Tales because there's no multiplayer. Can't be Broken Edge because there's no multiplayer. You said no multiplayer, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did this game come out in 2025?
No.
Okay, so that eliminates a ton of stuff. Okay. Is it sword fighting? Is it sword fighting?
Yeah.
He says, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's sword fighting.
Is there rhythm involved?
No.
Okay. This eliminates so much, you guys. Can you punch with your fist?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm willing to pass on that. I'm pretty sure you can't.
Okay. It wasn't on PSVR 1, so it's not Swordsman. It can't be Behemoth, Ace Gamer Cat, because Skydance made multiple other games on PSVR 2. Is it have a realistic art style?
It's stylized. It's not cartoony.
Okay. That's good enough.
To remember.
Okay.
But yeah.
Was it a launch game?
No.
Are there bows and arrows?
Yes.
Oh, bows and arrows and melee. It can't be Undead Citadel because it didn't come out this year. Can't be not Hellsweeper because it doesn't have multiplayer. Is it sci-fi? Ask Son.
No.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay. Arcane Age came out this year, Barklesoft.
Can I just pass on the like? Is it realistic or not? Like, I'm really not sure how to define it, but yeah,
sure. Is it a roguelite?
Yeah. Yes.
Whoa. Okay, we're making some. God, does it suck?
Does it suck?
Yeah.
No.
It can't be until death. All right, I'm just gonna guess. Is it Dark Sword?
It is, Brian. Dark Sword Battle Eternity,
Whoa.
which came out as a single-player game, and it came out on the 8th of the 8th, 2024.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I actually haven't been back to this since launch day, where it was crazy blurry, and I was like, ugh, I just can't do this right now. And so,
do you know who the developers are?
No.
I wouldn't. It's Com2 U5 Rocker. Korean, I think.
I was going to say, why does that turn me on? Weird. Good. Good job. Good job, anybody in the chat.
I had a good time with it. The problem I'm having with it is I find that the scaling... I said it didn't suck. I don't think it's a brilliant game. I do think it's all right. But the scaling in it, I found really bad. Because basically what would happen is I'd play it, I'd get to because you go up one floor at a time. On my very first go, I got to the very end, and then I'm against a boss, and I kept dodging, but I'm not unable to do any damage, so it would have literally taken... And I was doing it as a live stream. I'm like, I'm not going to keep doing this for an hour just to kill him. So I just said, kill me, don't let it respawn. And that was just kind of what happened every time. And then secondly, to upgrade your weapons to actually progress, you need to get certain materials. And to grind it, it's all RNG, and it's not done very well. So, it's going to take me potentially forever to get enough to, progress in the game. So I was like, yeah, this is not balanced right.
So I shouldn't be going back to this for the top 25 debate.
No.
Okay.
But I did like the little fox characters that you fight alongside. That was what threw me. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's stylized, but then you are against these cartoony anime characters.
Yeah, I'd say they're going for realism. Whether they achieved it or not is different. But yeah, no, I see. Yeah.
Lupus says it's the first time ever picked, which, interestingly, when I was looking through my database of PSVR2 games, that was the question I had in mind. I was like, what is one we've never done? And I couldn't have told you. And I thought, I think this might be a first time. So I'm happy about that.
I think it's because none of us have played it enough to actually have any information on it. We can't answer questions because none of us are familiar with it. But shout out to Sun WTF who got us there. Sun first and Looper. So well done, you guys. I could not have done it without you. Yeah, good stuff. The winning streak continues. I think. I have no idea. Maybe we lost on Wednesday. I can't remember. I'm scrolling. I don't want to miss anybody's tip here.
Lupus says that they've improved the resource drops now. When you say they've improved it, very recently, since my live stream, if so, I'm going to jump in there. I do want to go for the platinum.
Comic book guy with the 20 quid says, with this heat not been playing much VR. Why did you have to remind me? I have been playing Planet Coaster 2 alongside VR. I also like theme park / fun fairs. So outside of VR, what's your other interest? And yes, I know about the planned UK Universal Park. Outside of VR, what's our other interests? I don't have
even outside of gaming.
VR. This is
I like going for walks around some lakes that are near me, and I play a lot of Pokemon Go, which is gaming related. The last 2 nights, I finished work around midnight, 1 a.m. I had some dinner, and then I need to let it settle, so I literally drive to my local town and then go and play Pokemon Go like a complete freak. 2 a.m, like I've not got an issue.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Obviously, if you guys are on the Discord, you know that I've been very serious about, my physical health for over the last year. After really letting it go for a very long time, so a big part of my life these days is the gym and being as healthy as possible. And if you guys are interested in, coming on that journey with me, I lost 50 pounds before the GameCat meetup, and I'm still got another 50 to lose, or I guess 45 now. And so, we have a weight loss channel, so you guys can come and we can all support each other. Everyone's posting their weight every single day, and with the understanding that it's going to fluctuate but it's all about kind of keeping yourself accountable. Knowing that I have to take a picture of the scale in the morning keeps me from ordering pizza at 3:00 in the morning. So that's, I don't even care what the scale says tomorrow morning. I just knowing that I have to take a picture of it is the important part. So that's been a big part of my life. But also I'm, long before I was a YouTuber, I was a singer songwriter. I play guitar, I sing, I write a lot of songs. And so that occupies a big amount of time too. I find myself whereas the gym takes care of my physical health, doing creative stuff like writing music and playing and singing, all that stuff. That's where my mental health comes into play. It makes me
amazing,
so happy. It's like when I go months without playing, you will notice a difference in me, right? Because I'm there's something missing in my life, and so something feels incomplete. I feel like I'm not taking care of myself fully. But when I get to really dive into that creative side, it makes me much happier. So that's hopefully that answers your question. Yeah,
no, I like that a lot. I like that a lot, dude. I think a lot of the stuff I do is definitely health related. I go for long walks, and Pokemon Go, when that first came out, it got me going on long walks, and it helped me out a lot. And actually, most recently, there's a lot of times I get to a weekend, I'm too exhausted, I might not be seeing anyone in particular, and I'll just get on a train into London, and then I'll literally go walking for 5 hours just playing Pokemon Go. And it's just this silly little game, but it gets me out, and then I'll go and treat myself to some food. I found some restaurants which I found online are good if you're by yourself, and they have these nice solo tables. I end up chatting with people at the bar and stuff, and that's been kind of good. But I always find it's interesting as well because people have perceptions of how you must be if you do a show like this, and you're outspoken and stuff. But when the screens turn off, when it comes to how I get my energy back, I'm very quiet. I keep to myself. I even worry my family. Even when I'm on vacation, when I'm chatty, believe it or not, I never shut the fuck up. Do you know that, Brian? When I talk, I just never shut the fuck up. No, and then other times, I'm really quiet, which you'd enjoy actually when I'm like that. And people are like, "Are you right, Myles? You feel right?" I'm like, yeah, just have all my social credit has been spent. But the last thing I say is flotation tanks. I always bang on about, and I haven't done one in months. So I pay for it twice a month. So I might go and do one tomorrow. It's a really good way to recharge and feel
nice, very nice.
But that's cool that you do the music stuff.
Yeah, thanks. It feels like my life was so chaotic for the longest time. I felt like I was out of control of everything, and I feel like gradually over the last year, little pieces of the puzzle have been making their way back to where they belong.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, and
I've always been told. Sorry, yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say I credit the community a lot for that, right? They've always been dude, take as much time off as you need. You got to cancel GamesCast. You need a week off. Go do what you need to do. This is the community that's we're human beings to them. Okay? So frequently you find that we're just we're not. They don't understand that we're real people with real needs and things going on in our lives. But this is a community that really understands that about each other and about us. And I really respect that and love that about these guys. So thank you everybody for constantly being there for me when I need you, and hope, I've seen that I'm even unintentionally there for you guys sometimes. I don't even know that you guys are going through stuff, and you say, hey, GamesCast really helps me out when I'm in a dark time. So I feel like it's a very reciprocal relationship. So sorry, what were you going to say?
No, it's absolutely true. I mean, it ties in with what you were saying then. I just said, when you were saying that life could be chaotic and then you have these pieces coming together, it sometimes represent the metaphor's it's an emotional anchor. In life, we get so distracted, getting anxious about the future or dreading what's happened in the past, and it's finding those things that keep you present. So if it's playing on a guitar or going for a walk and looking at the environment and stuff, it's just having those moments that keep you in the present. And actually, it's why I love doing this show on Fridays. I can have a tough week. I'm on here, the chat, the positivity. It's just, it's great. And it just means that you can zone out what you might be worrying about in the future and what you've been threatened about in the past. And just right now, we're chatting about VR. We're chatting about things that we absolutely love, and I feel very, very, very lucky to have this opportunity. Once again, thanks to you, Brian, my fellow co-host Wes and AJ, and also this wonderful, wonderful community.
Hell yeah. No, I feel very fortunate too. You guys show up like every single fucking week. You guys are better about getting here than I am sometimes. And yeah, like you guys don't get paid for this. Like you just show up and volunteer your time every single week. And a show like this, which is going to creep up on 2.5 hours by the time we roll credits. I mean, that's
really, oh
that's
my goodness.
Nuts.
I am actually going to go out and play Pokemon Go after this, even though it's 1:10 in the morning.
Crazy. You're nuts.
I am.
You're nuts.
I am.
Comic book guy with the £2 says, sorry, my last message had nothing to do with VR. We don't care. The whole show's about VR, so taking a break and talking about ourselves a little bit is just fine too. Game Cato with the Australian 5 says, Struce Cobber, if I want to help my mental health, I chase other game cats in the slopes and beat them with my ski poles. It's more 90s extreme skiing, folks. He really loves the game. He's not just kidding. Really loves it. Myles, thanks again for being here, and thank you, everybody. We love you all so very much. We appreciate everyone who supports the channel financially, whether it's over on patreon.com/withoutparolegames or being a member over here, or by tipping during the show, which so many of you did today, and most of you did it intentionally, which we love. Thank you for that. Also, we just love that you're part of the community, so whether you're joining us over on Discord, whether you're hanging out here in the chat, or you're sitting back and watching the show and you don't say a goddamn word, we know you're out there, and we love you just as much. I promise. One day you're going to say something, and it's going to be a big moment for all of us. I know it's here somewhere. Here it is, Myles. Your clip of the week, courtesy of Game Cato and Dokri42.
Oh, is it not 90 skiing? Oh, God.
The game, yeah, you fucking nailed it. Let's go.
This is glorious. Oh, that's freaky. Oh my God, you get so tall. I have to stand all the way back here just to see you. Oh, wow.
Oh dear. I feel like Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, that's creepy.
I took the mushroom that makes you taller.
You took Brian's mushrooms. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Bro found Slenderman in VR, dude. Found Slenderman on the slopes. It's pretty impressive. I like it.
I like that. I ate a mushroom that made me taller.
I found Brian's mushrooms. I see I have a reputation. That's pretty. Maybe that's not the reputation I need. Speaking of which, I'm going to trip balls tonight. Just kidding. I didn't really say that. Anyway, we love you guys. Have a great weekend. Good night.
Love you.
No, I love you, Myles. No, I love you.